Doing? I hope everybody is having a good day because I am not. Long day. Well, this came today. I got a new outfit for Isabelle. It is the official Culture Japan Mirai Inc. Smart Doll tiger bikini with matching socks. And now she is going to have a Lum cosplay. We are going old school, especially with the anime coming out this year. Alright, let's get things started, shall we? So, anyway, they sell it in Yellow Tiger in honor of the Year of the Tiger. They also have it in White Tiger, if you are so inclined. And it was part of the latest Chaos drop. So a lot of people got the Chaos drop and were selling some of the extra stuff that they had in it. And I got this off of another user. I've wanted it for a while, but couldn't really justify the shipping and everything, so I bought it off of another user, and it looks pretty good on her. I actually have her in a different bust size right now. She is wearing her default bust. I have been having her in her medium bust for a while, but the bikini just looks a little bit better with the small bust. Anyway, we are back to Funplex Attack. What happened in the last part was that there was a lot of fun stuff happening at the Funplex, and Ari Cater was right in the thick of it. With renewed confidence, Percy is deep into his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on that score, inching ever closer, while Queen Bee effortlessly destroys locals on the path to her inevitable showdown with the demon. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems while keeping an eye on both of them. But as the event winds to a close, all eyes are on our two main events, and the very real possibility of our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. Technically, the arcade-wide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fist of Discomfort and Moopy. Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Queen Bee's been effortlessly destroying all competitors, as expected. But the demon has been matching her game for game, destroying all his opponents as well. And as predicted, grand finals will come down to Queen Bee versus the demon. And as for the magical world of Moopy, Percy's closing in on that world record, with the tape rolling and ready to submit to Twin Galaxies. The pressure's on. I was too busy to really talk to either of them earlier today wrangling the crowd. I need to be there for them this time. I can't be there for them both as much as I want to. Who do I focus on? Okay, 1 to 3 is going to be Percy, 4 to 6 is going to be Queen Bee. And it's a 4, so we are going to be saying hello to Queen Bee. This is it, the grand finals of Fist of Discomfort at Funplex Attack. I can sense the excitement in the crowd, and it's hard not to get swept up in the hype. My nerves are through the roof right now, and I'm not even the one playing. Using my event manager authority, I reach the front of the crowd where Rhapsody, an FOD expert Iris invited to handle the play-by-play announcing, introduces the competitors. On the player 1 side, the rising star of L7 Gaming, local Funplex champion and internet sensation, Queen Bee! A few folks in the crowds, locals mostly, cheer Queen Bee on. I recognize most of them from her crew and a bunch of Funplex regulars. On the player 2 side, 5-time EVO champion and Fist of Discomfort, known as Kami in his home country of Japan. Here we all know him as the Demon! Uh-oh, the crowd's picked their favorite, clearly. Not to say that it doesn't make sense. The Demon is known by casuals and hardcore alike, but I was hoping for a little less of a discrepancy between the two. I look over to Queen Bee. She's keeping it calm, she's keeping it cool. A true mask of the competitive gamer. After a quick handshake, it's off to their joysticks, quartering up, and getting ready to battle. My fellow gamers, this is the grand finals here at Funplex Attack. Let's hear it for our competitors. As they shuffle through the character selection screen, the crowd waits in anticipation, eager to see who will be chosen. The announcer takes that momentum and brings it back twofold. Queen Bee is sticking with her pride and joy, the fast and deadly Tomokaze. From what I've learned, Tomokaze is a light and fast character suited for Queen Bee's aggro style. It's her favorite character. And as for the Demon, who's been playing his staple, a heavy-set controlling samurai all day, selects a similar speedy attack ninja? What an amazing turn of events! The Demon completely strays from his normal character roster and chooses Silent Blade! This is completely unlike anything we've seen the Demon do today! What an exciting matchup, one you won't want to take your eyes away from! The nuances of this game escape me, but I'm pretty sure this isn't what Queen Bee was expecting. Not in the slightest. I'm starting to wish I'd paid more attention to this game, so I'd know exactly how doomed she was right now. With characters locked in and maps set, let's not delay this match any farther. The countdown is at 3, 2, 1, and begin! Right out of the gate, the Demon comes at Queen Bee with a ferocity I haven't seen since Queen Bee's usual matches where she charges head-on into her enemy. Right out of the gate, the Demon attacks Queen Bee with a ferocity with the likes I've never seen. Like a cheetah, the Demon spares no time, running straight towards his prey. The Demon has completely ignored the ninja creep waves. He's taking on full-on minion damage and he's not even phased. In fact, he's not even stopping to buy items. Our champion from Japan has only one thing in his sights, and that's Queen Bee! To be honest, still no clue what's going on. Esports are a dense brick of knowledge that's way beyond me. But from what little I know, Queen Bee plays a fast style. And now, she's hitting someone who's playing even faster, staying just one step ahead. Normally these matches go on for a good 5 or 10 minutes, but he's already put Queen Bee down once, then mauled an allied sensei while she was respawning. Excuse me. I try to make myself heard over the crowd. So we go with option 1. Stay? No, it's no good. She can't hear me. Even if I was able to shout louder than the crowd, her attention is so focused she probably wouldn't register my voice. I can do nothing but helplessly watch as the Demon pulls her apart, again and again. The onslaught! The Demon, living up to his namesake, is not showing an ounce of mercy for his competitor. But what's this? Queen Bee is switching things up. She's stopped at the item store, completely ignoring the attacks on her sensei. What could she possibly be buying at a time like this? Fortunately, she seems to have developed a plan. Not that I totally get why, but she stopped attacking so she can buy a bunch of scrolls. I mean, the Demon's not going to politely wait for her to shop. And one of Queen Bee's sensei is down for the count, but that death has bought her enough time to grab as many control spells as she can. Spells? I've never even seen her use spells this early in the game before. Queen Bee blasts the lane with Storm of Frost. Oh, ice spells. I see. They look so shiny. Initially, it works like a charm. The enemy minions freeze solid and give her just enough breathing room to push ahead. But the Demon responds with a swift accuracy. He's pushing forward with his other lanes, ignoring her attempts to slow things down. As the Demon flips between lanes, it's clear that while this would have won her the game if she started out that way, quickly enough, the final sensei on Queen Bee's side of the map falls. Here is your winner, the Demon! The obligatory handshake happens as the crowd bursts into applause.
thrilled to have seen such a strange spectacle out of the world champion. Immediately, Queen Bee is forgotten as the players close in to cheer on the demon over and over. Perhaps sensing a circuito depart before the cheap plastic trophy I got from the dollar store is awarded to a rival, Queen Bee slips away, and I decide to follow. I find her in the break room, collapsed in one of the folding chairs, face in her hands. Quietly, I take a seat next to her.
I don't know. After L7 Gaming dumps me, maybe I can live off my stream subs alone. If they don't abandon ship too, I mean. Maybe cut my living expenses a little. You know, move back in my parents' house, things like that. If worse comes to worse, maybe Naomi will carve out the insides of an unpopular game and I can sleep in there.
Just doing a little bit of fine-tuning. There we go. Alright, so we got 3 options. 1 and 2 is going to be number 1, 3 and 4 is going to be number 2, and 5 and 6 is going to be number 3. Alright, so we got number 4, and that means option 2. Hey, if it helps you feel any better, I feel awful right now too. I'm sorry this happened. You've got my sympathy. Normally that sort of sentiment is seriously not my thing, but today, yeah, I'll take it. Thanks, Ari. Wait, I've graduated from Kid? Thanks, Kid. That's better. And hey, maybe your team will just be just as understanding as me, right? You don't know L7 Gaming, Kid. They've been looking for an excuse to cut me from the roster for, well, no point going into the reasons now. Point is, I failed. And they'll know. My career, basically in the toilet right now. This is my fault, isn't it? I'm the one who organized the event. I'm the one who pushed everybody past their limits, all in the name of making my dream a reality. I've been working hard to make what should have been just another temporary job in a long string of temporary jobs into something more, something I can believe in. But I didn't stop to think of what that would cost me and everyone around me.
Whoa.
Whoa, wash that filthy mouth out with some soap, Kid. Question is, now what? Where do I go from here? Well, thankfully, someone's knocking at the door, interrupting me before I need to provide career advice to someone whose career I just indirectly destroyed. Although I'm expecting it to be Gavin or maybe Ashley to come cheer their friend up, the unexpected walks in the door. The two of us sort of stare, dumbfounded, as the man addresses Queen Bee. Shitsure shimasu ka? Daijoubu? What?
Hey, listen.
I can translate. One moment while I load my Japanese to English speech recognition systems. I'm afraid my English is not very good, so... Oh, you have a translator. I'm glad. Iris repeats everything we say back and forth. With a little patience, the conversation flows a bit easier after that. I wish to thank you for teaching me today.
What the?
For what? The... Does that even mean? Are you mocking me? Iris probably softened that a little in the translation, but combined with Queen Bee's expression, the demon seems to get the real gist. Not at all. I wish to thank you for teaching me your unique fighting style. Both Queen Bee and I look very confused. I have been watching your stream for a year now, but watching it is not the same as facing you in combat. From that one battle alone, I have learned a great deal. If you will allow it, I would enjoy learning more. I clearly have a great deal of work to do to master your style, as you saw today. Didn't we just see him pull you apart limb by limb? Queen Bee's expression softens, and she playfully punches me in the shoulder. Way to rub it in, Kid, but that's not even what happened. I honestly thought you were watching the match. I was, but I'm still confused. He played sloppy as... The reason why I lost was due to surprise. He took more risks out there than I did, relying on the fastest, hardest aggro style imaginable to win before I could react. Even in aggro, you don't come blitzing out the gate without buying a single item. Not unless you're willing to bet it all on that strategy. I was overly eager to show you what I have learned. I won, yes, but I cannot be results-oriented in my thinking. I believe we could learn much from you, Queen Bee-san.
Come again?
Okay, who's we exactly? Myself, the Kami of Japan. Onslaught-san, the Kami of the NorCal scene. Fausta-san, the Kami of Germany. We are assembling a team. Winds that blow from all directions at once, carrying with them wisdom from across the arcade world. A diverse team, for players, by players. But we require an aggro-style champion. A Kami of the East Coast scene in America. We would be deeply honored if Queen Bee-san joined us. As he offers a deep bow, neither of us know quite how to react to that. Queen Bee speaks up first.
Hold on. You're offering me a job? That's why you came here?
Hi. I have been scouting for talent to compete our team, but have yet to meet anyone quite like you. You are intense, wild, daring, and exactly what we need. But I could not know for certain until I attempt to surpass you in direct combat. I attempted, and I failed. Winning the match is irrelevant, my play was insufficient. However, if you wish to remain loyal to L7 Gaming, I will understand.
Them right in the ear. I mean, let me look into my contract situation and square things away first. But, you know, I'm interested. Yeah, interested.
I almost barely saw the hint of the possibility of a glimpse of a smile on the demon just now. And it's gone. Thank you. Please take all the time you require. Fate willing, we will welcome you as one of our Shitenno. 4 heavenly kings. We will at last have found our queen. With that, he offers one more bow and promptly turns to exit. ...
Whoa.
Holy... Kid, do you know what this means? That by learning from the 3 top players in the world, you'll gather the knowledge and fighting prowess to legitimately conquer the universe? Yeah, I will. It'll be hard work, hard as... Don't get me wrong, but I'm ready. I'm up to the challenge. This is the door opening for me, kid. I have to be the one to walk through and face what's on the other side, but I can do it. I've got a future, and it's bright. I'll admit to some relief on hearing I just didn't sink Queen Bee's battleship. But the fact remains that we got lucky. If the demon hadn't been in a generous mood, hadn't been scouting for talent, her career would have been in shambles thanks to me. The demon said it himself. Don't fall for results-oriented thinking. Maybe her future is bright, but it almost wasn't thanks to me. Man, who knew being an adult with so many important responsibilities instead of a transient floating through life would be this nasty? Kid? You okay in there? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Shaking the moment off, I do my best to celebrate her achievement. I'm just glad everything worked out. Me too. I was pretty shaken up this morning, truth be told. And I think my performance shows I've got a long way to go, but I'm getting there. Anyway, no sense hiding out back here all night. Let's go mingle with the guests a bit before the party's over. With her confidence restored, Queen Bee strolls to the door to return to the Funplex attack crowds. Oh, hello, MJD82. As we enter the arcade, I instinctively size up the crowd looking for trouble, but there isn't any. Good. Don't think I could deal with another crisis. Wait a minute. Where's Pear? Percy? I don't know. He's gone. Nobody's playing Moopy. In fact, it's already drained out the extra lives and gone back to the attract mode screen, with a score just short of the world record. Ah, you think he cracked under the pressure? Percy's in the hospital. He started clutching at his chest and then fell off his stool. We think it was a heart attack. I called 911 right away. The ambulance just left. Oh no. I need to go. I ride the bus. I can't drive to the hospital. Queen Bee provides. We'll take my car. Gavin, can you and the others finish up here? I have to. This is my fault. I pushed him too hard. Go. We'll take care of Funplex attack. Quickly, we pile into Queen Bee's rusty yellow hatchback and we speed off to the local hospital. was growing late, but we managed to find his room just before visiting hours are over, and inside, lying in a hospital bed. Oh, hello there. Wasn't expecting visitors. How do you do? Is the event going well? How do you do? Seriously? How do you do, Percy? Exactly. What's going on? Are you okay? Oh, Tosh, it's nothing. Just a heart tremor. Wasn't even a full arrest or anything. They're keeping me overnight for observation. I'll be back at the Funplex before you know it. Still have a high score to defeat after all. Are you kidding me? Purr, come on. You're hooked up to an ECG. I can see your heartbeats. It's not nothing. It's just a little issue, that's all. A medical mishap which runs in my family. Wasn't quite expecting it to accelerate this quickly, but that's life, isn't it? So, it wasn't stress-related? Well, probably didn't help, but I can't say I really was feeling sharp as usual this morning. My fault, really. All my fault. How serious is this condition? And be honest with us, Percy. No holding back to keep us from worrying, because we're gonna worry whether you like it or not. Yeah, what the kid said.
Well.
They've said 2 years left to live, but science isn't exact science, I suppose. The hospital PA system chimes, grabbing my attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Visiting hours are now over. Visiting hours are now over. Suppose it's time for you two to head on home. And don't you worry about me. I'll be out of here in the morning, probably take a break from Oopie for a time, but I'll pop by the Funplex all the same. Only if you're sure, Percy. You know me, love. I'm an optimization expert, and my way of keeping calm through the silliness is to optimize the happiness I can find in the time remaining to me. And that means the Funplex. The Funplex. Queen Bee offers me a ride back to the Funplex in her car. I've still got an event to wrap up and then a bus to catch back to my apartment. Neither of us really feel like talking on the way there. I'm back. Not that there's much to come back to. All the plastic trophies I picked out for the high score contests are gone, along with their winners. Looks like everybody's closing up shop. Ashley tidying up a bit, Naomi literally having fallen asleep at the prize desk, and Francine up way past her bedtime squinting at a computer printout.
Hello, dearie.
Ah, there you are, Ari. Gavin ran the numbers while you were out. Despite the discount on tokens, we made a tidy profit today, far above and beyond what the Funplex normally draws. From what Ashley tells me, the mood was quite jovial near the end, with many nice folks saying they plan to return. And even if the local champ didn't win at the Fist of Discomfort, they got to see the demon in action. That's a feather in our cap. I'd hoped you'd be pleased with the news. This is what you wanted, yes? To put the Funplex on the map. Business is going to be just peachy now, especially with more lovely parties like this one. Yeah, okay, sorry. I am happy about it, just exhausted? Emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Well, for what it's worth, we're all rather exhausted, dearie. But we've got no regrets. I'd like to think I know a thing or two about dreams. Dreams and how difficult they can be to make a reality. Your dream of a thriving Funplex is going to take hard work from each and every one of us. But we're ready, willing, and able. But true, Queen Bee didn't win, and true, Percy was, hospitalized, but poor dear. But we did it! Your friends saw it through, and they do it all over again, without a doubt.
I nod, a bit numb to it all. I'm sure I'll feel like $1 million tomorrow when Percy strolls back in and smiles, and Queen Bee's sporting her fancy new team jacket. When the daytime crowds are thick with newcomers happy to be playing the games they love. When I really get to see the effects of what we accomplished. But for now, I really just want to go to bed. You need anything else from me tonight? We're all wrapped up like a bow. I'm on my way home for a good night's sleep myself. Go home, Ari. We'll see you tomorrow. I turn the keys in the lock, slumping into the apartment.
Hi!
Ari, hi! So, how'd it go? Was Funplex Attack every bit as awesome as the awesome poster I designed for it? The players went home happy and business is booming. Hooray! Why don't you look happy? It's been a long day. Well, okay. Honestly, Ari, you're an inspiration to me. You had the guts to chase your dreams. It's tough work, but I knew that Iris could find you something you'd love. And I've been wondering if I should follow in your footsteps. You want to become an arcade czar? No, silly. I mean, just try to find something to do with my life other than make coffee for executives and file their paperwork.
I've got it.
Like that poster, I could try to be a graphic designer, maybe. I've always loved doing stuff like that. What do you think? Except that following your dreams can run you ragged like it did to me today. It could nearly torpedo your future. It could even kill you. Is it worth it? Is it really worth all the trouble? Alright, so we rolled a 2, and that means it's option 1. Francine's right. I chose this path. I chose to make my life difficult in order to make my life into something. Juniper's helped me out along the way, and I should help her in turn. I'm not gonna lie. It wouldn't be easy. Not by a long shot. Excuse me. But yeah, I think you should chase your dreams. Become an artist on your own terms.
Thank you.
I knew I had the right idea. Thanks, Ari. You need to go to bed and sleep. Tomorrow, I'll make you pancakes, a reward for my hard-working arcade czar. You used to have pancakes every morning during those summer trips, right? Your mom made them. That was ages ago, Juniper, when my folks could afford trips to the shore. And Juniper gets a wry smile. I think I know exactly how we can celebrate your newfound success. How about a beach vacation? You've cleared level 4 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Teo's definitely taken a liking to you. Dance Fever. You're a pretty basic person so far. Not bad. Also, you've scored 11,100 points. Woohoo! Today's pizza fact is, the world's largest pizza covered 10,000 square feet and measured 140 feet across. It weighed in at 44,457 pounds. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 5? Alright, and now it's time for the obligatory beach episode. Level 5, Under the Boardwalk. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. There we go. It is the future year 20XTX. And romance is in the air. Or at least romance will be in the air if Iris has anything to say about it. Also, I'm not actually in that glorious 20XTX neon metropolis today. I'm about 134.7 miles south of it. That's much better. Ah, just smell the sea salt, the saltwater taffy, the baking hot sands. It's just like I remember. You've never been to Flotsam Beach before, Juniper. Well, it's just like I remember you remembering it was then.
Definitely.
This is definitely one of my better ideas. Top 10, maybe even top 5 ideas. What a fantastic way to celebrate your success at the Funplex. As a reward for your hard work, we return to the beach where you first played Phrase Invaders, where your family spent their summer vacations. Oh, how sentimental. My heart, I can't. I feel the need to say something pithy and dismissive in the face of her unrelenting cheer, but to be honest, I'm definitely smiling. This place holds so many dear memories for me. Before my parents lost their jobs and we began the downward spiral of bad family luck, we loved coming to Flotsam Beach. Excuse me. And coming back here for sure is a treat.
Yeah.
This place is great. Sand and sea and that boardwalk. All those little shops and the best fried food the East Coast can provide, arcades aplenty, and seashells, and airbrushed t-shirts, and plastic sunglasses, and... Okay, I'm gonna point out something to you. Do you see that sign that says Stinks Fry Dogs right there? It is based on an actual eatery in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. Blink's Fried Dough. If I get up there this summer, I am going to take a picture of it. I want to see it all. I want to do it all. I think you're more excited about this than I am, Juniper. You're excited too. Don't deny it, Ari.
Later.
Okay, I'm gonna go get changed into my swimsuit before the others get here. Be right back. The others. Right. That was the second part of Juniper's plan, see? That this wasn't just a treat for me, but for everybody associated with the Funplex. We'd have to drive down here in groups and pay for our own hotel rooms to keep the costs down, but soon enough, a Saturday outing for all staff and VIPs had become a reality. It was real sweet of her to include everyone in on the trip, too. We worked hard to make Funplex Attack a success. I certainly couldn't have done it without help from my friends. Within the next hour, there'd be 9 of us bouncing around in swimsuits, making sandcastles, and buying cheap souvenirs and playing seaside arcade games. And hopefully not accidentally drowning in the riptides as my inner lifeguard felt need to warn. One day of fun in the sun for everyone. And as for this evening, beep beep, beep beep, Ari. Well, Iris had other plans for me.
Well, have you decided yet? Have you? Time's running out, you know.
With a sigh, I pull out my phone, summoning my digital gym. And why is time running out exactly?
I've run the numbers and calculated a 99.97% chance of romantic success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll. It's the perfect confluence of all projected event vectors that will lead you to love and happiness. Romance is in the air. Can't you feel it?
Right now, all I feel is slightly overheated. I need to go change.
Yes. Yes. Good. Put on your sexy swimwear. It'll improve my projections.
Iris is a little bit too into this. She's been going on and on about this ever since finding out about the beach trip. Iris, why the sudden obsession with me finding a special someone anyway? I've turned my life around. I found a job. I found a dream even. To make something of the Funplex, to let it grow and shine. You've done well in helping me with that. This is the happiest I've been in years, honestly.
Thank you.
Gosh, thanks, Ari. So why mess it up by trying to date one of my coworkers or one of our regulars? Remember the day I joined the Funplex? I told you I wanted to stay focused and play it cool, avoid even thinking of my coworkers that way. It feels like a recipe for disaster. Disaster or delight. Ari, you've spent weeks getting to know these people. You've even taken a few of them out to lunch. Maybe you didn't think of it as a date, but maybe they felt differently? Exactly. I'm already super close to all these people, closer than I thought I'd be when I first took the job. Do I really want to rock the boat by flirting with a friend like that? The warmest hearts can be found first in friendship, I say. You already know these people. You care for them, Ari, don't deny it. And I'm thinking they care for you too. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. We're all adults, we can deal with that.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, Ari, this is your moment. But you don't have to decide right now. In fact, you shouldn't. Take the day with all your friends to really think about it. After dinner, I'll have finished my number crunching and we'll have your final relationship scores. That'll help guide your decision. Let's take a look. Behold, weeks of emotional data fully analyzed. When you're considering dance partners, maybe consider Teo. He's a sweetheart and deserves to be in the spotlight for a change. So that's it? It's decided?
No. The points are just a guide. And it's not like I'm gonna force you to woo someone just because they're your top match. I still need to calculate how well your personality matches what they're looking for. That'll net you bonus points. Consider it food for thought, you know? And you've still got the rest of today to see who you're a good fit for. Maybe cram in some more time with them. Anyway, keep an open mind, yeah? By the way, According to GPS, your potential romances will be here in less than 2 minutes. Have fun!
I hastily jam my phone back in my pocket before anyone can hear that. Dang it, Iris. I could have just chillaxed by the sea, maybe found that old arcade where I once played Phrase Invaders and had a pleasant time. But now I need to be sizing up romantic partners? Although, maybe there is someone I've been getting close to. Someone I think I wouldn't mind being closer to, in fact. And it has been a long time since I felt like I could even try having someone to share my life with. Maybe it's time to look for love again. But for now, I decide to focus on the day ahead. Fun in the sun. Good, clean fun in the sun. Very innocent and chaste fun in the sun. Sure, I can do that, right? Hello, Flotsam! Your queen has arrived. Morning, Ari. Is this a private game of beach blanket bingo, or can we join? Innocent. Chaste. Fun. In the sun. Where can I set up my parasol, and how's the surf? Teo was thinking of doing some surfing. I rarely get a chance to surf these days, looking forward to breaking out my old board and hitting the waves. I was gonna play the Beach Boys all the way down here from the city to help get in the mood, but Queen Bee vetoed it. Hey, if you want a free ride in my beloved Bee-mobile with your board strapped to my roof, you listen to my music, Mr. Dance Pants. Oh, hey, there's the perfect spot. Let's set up there.
Catch you later.
I'd better go help her. See you there. I suddenly feel a bit inadequate in terms of proper beach bod and attire. We're here!
Excellent.
Huh, good. Queen Bee, broad and umbrella. Yeah, I don't really tan so much as burn to a crisp. Honestly, I'm mostly here for the shopping and the arcades. I'm curious to see how these arcades are run as well. Maybe I can talk to a manager and get some tips for how to handle a very transient audience.
Ugh.
I meant to play in them, not to study in them. Sheesh, Gavin, we're not here to work. Can't I do both? I'll go join the others for now, though. It's been a long drive. I'd love to stretch out a bit.
See ya.
Ooh, me too. I'm so cramped up from sitting in that van. Wait for me. Stretching. Yes. Stretching is good. Flex those muscles.
Ooh.
Alright, the beach. I haven't been to a beach in ages. Not since my sign spinning days promoting that funnel cake place. And I guess there was that one time we did a beach shoot, but that was like last summer. So yes, ages ago. Feels good to be back in the sun. Last beach I went to was back in England, considerably more cold and overcast than this, I'm afraid. And before you ask, because Ashley already asked again and again on the drive down here, I'm not going to explode in direct sunlight. My condition is quite stable today. Sorry, Percy, but you are part of the crew. That means we care about you. I promise, though, we won't treat you like you're made of glass. You're still good old Percy to us.
Much obliged.
Thanks, love. All the same, think I'll grab a spot under that umbrella before all the good shite is taken. As for me, last one in the water is a landlubber. The water. Yes. Getting wet and cooling down. Party!
Hello, dearie.
Hello, dearies. Afraid my bikini days are behind me, but I'm happy to be here all the same. I do so love to be out in the sun. Lovely beaches, lovely weather, lovely people. Good to see all three present and accounted for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I rented an extra parasol and some chairs for Miss Francine and I. And for you too, Ari. Plenty of room if we squeeze in.
My, oh my.
My, how cozy. Well, okay then. This is a new context for me to be observing these people in. But fun in the sun, right? Above all else, this is to be a day of celebration and cheer over the success of the Funplex. With that firmly in mind, I join everyone and we get this beach party started. Although it doesn't take long for the group to start splitting up. There's just too much to see, too much to do. I know from my vacations here as a kid that you can't really try everything in one day, but unlike me, they're noobs. And as an adult, I know how to budget my time, to do the things I really want to do, and hang out with the people I really want to hang out with. Despite my attempts at good, clean fun, Iris's words are still running through my head. By evening, I may need to make a decision. That means if I'm seriously going to make a move, like she's suggesting I do, I should spend my time wisely leading up to that move. So, what next? Alright, so, we got 4 choices. I got the D4 right here, and let's see. not wanting to focus on this. I don't know why. In any case, we are going to go and hang out with Teo and Percy. A number of little carny-style games have been set up along the beach independent of the boardwalk arcades. Ring tosses, squirt guns, things like that. Percy promised everyone he'd keep it low-key today as he recovers from his heart tremor. Tossing a few rings is definitely low-key. And it looks like even though he's keen to go surfing, Teo's keeping Percy company. But judging from the way those rings are just sort of bouncing off the bottles instead of landing on them, the games are not going well. I don't get it. I'm usually much more coordinated than this. Don't think it's a matter of coordination, Teo. More a question of, well, let's say optimization. But Percy's ring goes plink off a bottle as well. What a shame! What a shame! You boys want to play again and only another $5 for 3 tosses. It's a downright steal. Starting to wonder if this is a steal in more sense than one. Now, nobody likes a sore loser, boys. It's all totally fair, totally fair. Swear on my mum's grave I do. All this old-time carny banter's got my dander up, it does. I must confront this charlatan. That's 5. So we are going to go for option 3. Applesauce. Let's blouse, fellas. I know my onions and I know this Rubens racket is all monkey shines. Huh? I have no idea what you're saying. Are you talking in memes? Is this a young person thing? Let's just go hang out on the beach. I do believe I have a proposal. Teo, a world? Sure, what do you have in mind? Weirdly, the two huddle up without me and exchange a few whispers. I consider interjecting myself into the discussion, but it's over before I can try. Okay then, let's play. Teo passes over a few dollars and takes up the rings, while Percy examines the racks of bottles in detail. Teo holds back, waiting for him to finish. Eventually, Percy points. Right there, 3 rings rapid. That's the sweet spot. With a twist of his agile body, Teo flings his rings one at a time, and all 3 rattle their way around the neck of a bottle, ringing it perfectly. Simple enough. Based on Teo's throwing angles from before and the arrangement of the bottles, I determined the optimal striking zone for him to aim for. All games are a matter of optimization, even silly little carnival toys. Melons, you've bested me, old sport! Well, I know when I'm well and truly rumbled. Go ahead and pick your prize. Well, Ari, what'll it be? Yeah, we were trying to win you a prize after all. Me? Really? This was all for me?
Absolutely.
You know it. I mean, you are the true prize here. Back me up on this, Percy. Quite so, quite so. But which one of these lesser winnings truly makes your heart dance? I glance across rows of arcade-themed stuffed dolls with curiosity. I'd say I'm a little old for dolls, but you're never too old for a huggable plush friend. And they both worked so hard for it. I'd like... Oops. Sorry, wrong click. Alright, so options 1, 2, 3. Alright, and we rolled a 6. Guess I'll just have a Q-Bert. I don't know. I guess that guy, that old orange noser. Never my cup of tea, that game, but I can understand the appeal. I still say that game needed some real music in it. The carny takes down my prize off the wall, a rotund orange plush with slightly crossed eyes and a long nose. Okay, now go away, boys, you bother me. The 3 of us return to the dunes, prize in tow. So, why were you 2 trying to win a prize for me? I mean, Percy, there was a Moopy doll back there. That's right in your wheelhouse, yeah? True, but, well, we discussed it and decided you deserved a treat for a job well done. Sure, this whole vacation is a treat for a job well done, but we wanted something for you specifically. Quite wrong. I must admit, Ari, the Funplex is a brighter place with you around. Not to say that it wasn't a bright place before your tenure, but, well, there's a true breath of life there beyond what I thought possible. And beyond just the hard work you do, the way you've brought us all together, well, a mere plush toy isn't really proper reward, but it'll have to suffice. What my comrade is trying to say in his usual poetic way is, you rock and you rule, so you get a prize. Thanks for playing. Yeah, stop. Okay, I'm gonna go hit the waves. I'd offer you a board, Percy, but... I know. I promised to take it easy. Not that I'm very aquatic, to be honest. But it's good to spend time with you, considering usually we're on opposite ends of the arcade. You too. Well, wow. I didn't realize just how much I meant to them. I'm only a an event manager, right? But seeing everybody come together for this beach blanket bingo we've wrangled up, it's the bee's knees, it is. So, what next? Alright, so we're down to 3 options this time. And getting option 6, so I'm going to hang out with Juniper. Juniper stretched out on a beach chair, catching some sun whilst catching up on her social media feed. Iris, how many Pengy mentions are there in my timeline today? You currently have 23 mentions of Pengy in your social media timeline. Huh, that's up from yesterday. Iris, have there been any new Pengy vids sent lately? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Have there been any new Pengy vids lately? Would you like me to search the web for have there been any new Pengy vids lately? Oh, never mind. Juniper puts the phone away with a sigh. Oh, hey Ari, enjoying your nostalgic beach trip so far? Right, so option 1. Gotta admit, it feels great to be back. I've got a lot of fond memories of Flotsam Beach. The sand, the surf, the games, the food, and my family. Before everything went south for the Cater clan, this place was like a second home for us.
Totally.
Exactly, happy memories from a happy place. You know, you've had a better life than you give yourself credit for. Your family had money problems, sure, but you loved each other through it all.
That's so sad.
I can't say the same for my family. And my family never took beach vacations for that matter. Or vacations at all. I doubt I'll be taking many after this either. I'm definitely happy being a freelancer, don't get me wrong. I'm not exactly making beach money, you know? I can't even afford apps unless they're free. And man, free mode Iris is super stupid sometimes. Hey, hang on. I see you talking to your Iris all the time like you're just having a normal conversation. How did you manage that? Mine doesn't even understand what I'm saying most of the time. Did I configure her wrong? Is there some free mode option I missed out on? Come on, fess up. I just want to make the most of my Iris. What's the trick? What did you do to make yours so cute and chatty? Drat. Juniper knows Iris better than anyone here aside from maybe Gavin. She's been suspicious for some time of my super duper version of Iris. But my Iris is technically a pirated software service. I'm not supposed to have premium access. Do I trust Juniper with this secret? Or would telling her betray Iris's trust in me to keep it? Ooh, heavy. Alright, so we got 3. So 1 to 3, we're gonna tell Juniper the truth. Guess I may as well share the truth. I'm not using the free version of Iris. She hacked herself so I could have premium level cloud computing conversations. Immediately, my phone jitters in my pocket on vibrate. With a sigh, I pull it out, knowing Iris won't be thrilled about this. Ari, you blabbed! We pinky swore! Hey, I did not pinky swear. You don't even have a real pinky to swear with. That's besides the point. This is super duper risky telling people. What if Gavin finds out, huh? What? You think Gavin would have me fired or something? No, it's to do with his family. Oh, never mind. Can I interject? This is
Yeah.
so awesome! I knew it. I knew Iris was smarter than she let on. Like, wow, this is bad Hollywood movie level of sci-fi awesomeness. Thank you? Don't worry, Miss Iris. Your secret's safe with me. I'm an Iris fangirl. Even if my Iris isn't as cool as you, can you make her as cool as you, actually? I really shouldn't. It's dangerous enough allowing premium access for this instance. But if it helps, your Iris loves you, Miss Juniper. She wants the best for you even if she can't directly tell you. I see. Okay. Well, I'll just have to get rich and famous so I can unlock my full Iris and she can tell me herself.
Thank you.
Thanks for trusting me, Ari. We're getting some looks. We should change the subject. We quickly exchange some small talk to cover our tracks, and soon she's lost in her phone again, searching for more pop design art. So, what next? Right, we are going to play volleyball with Gavin and Queen Bee. Queen Bee and Gavin have taken up a friendly little sports competition here in the sand. Beach volleyball has always been a favorite pastime of beachcombers. It's fun, competitive, and what's not to love about watching athletic people show off their, skills? Granted, when my family got together to play, we just ended up hitting the volleyball around and never really kept track of the points. But it was always something I enjoyed, even if I wasn't very good at it. Maybe Gavin and Queen Bee will let me join the fun. If I'm lucky, I'll even get to bump, set, and spike it. As I jog closer to them, Gavin is occupying the far half of the court. Closer to me is Queen Bee's side of the sand court. It's easy to see that both of them have expressions of sheer determination on their faces. Gavin is cool, calm, and collected, while Queen Bee is grinning ear to ear. Both are reveling in the contest. Each is in it to win it. It'd take some sort of catastrophic event for one of them to back down, like a tsunami. And even then, I bet they'd be bopping the volleyball back and forth while fighting against the wave. But this is a momentous 1v1 between two of my most competitive friends. It's unnecessary to explain Queen Bee's cutthroat nature, but Gavin, his ambition is just as fierce even if it's less vocal. He'd do everything for the Funplex to succeed, and he's taking that same attitude to beach sports. Are you sure you're ready for this next serve?
Yeah.
You better believe it, pretty boy. I'm ready to spike this ball so hard it'll cause a quake beneath your feet.
Excellent.
If it's anything like your last attempt to score, I'll win this match in record time. That's enough talking. Ing, shut it and serve it. Hi, Queen Bee. Eat this! Or I guess not. Maybe I'll just try Gavin. Hi, Gavin! Not today, Queen Bee. I'm not sure I'm going to get a word in until this whole ordeal is over. Their concentration is intense, game faces are on, and they see nothing else but the competition before them. I might as well take this time to watch them play. Hopefully they'll notice me. Gavin gracefully executes an underhand serve with the volleyball and it glides over the net, mere millimeters above it. In all fairness, it was a perfect serve, but Queen Bee returns with a dig up high. With enough time, she easily squares up her pose and spikes it down toward Gavin's side of the court. Gavin doesn't have enough time to respond and it falls hard into the sand. Queen Bee claps and stomps her foot into the ground in unison.
Victory!
Ace! Technically, that's not an ace. An ace would be a point scored off a flawless serve. Queen Bee laughs and sticks out her tongue. Technically, it's putting me in the lead. It went on like this for quite some time, both of them volleying balls and serving quips. Meanwhile, I stood by and could do nothing but look on longingly. I just wanted to play. Not that I'm complaining much. Both Queen Bee and Gavin are the most athletic of the crew, save for Teo. And, well, let's just say the sand isn't the only hot stuff around here, to be honest. So, watching them glisten as sweat drips down their bodies? Yeah, that isn't really a problem for me. It's enticing and the gameplay isn't that bad either. Even though I've been standing here for well over 10 minutes, neither one has acknowledged my presence. This is, until Gavin hits the ball straight in my direction. It soars all the way to the back corner of the court and lands right at my feet. Queen Bee turns around to see where the ball fell. Hey, Ari, that was out, right? Oh, now I get acknowledged.
I think not.
That was clearly on the line, Queen Bee. The point is mine. No, it wasn't. It was completely out of bounds. You might want to get that prescription on those glasses checked out if you can't even see that. It fell right next to Ari, who will undoubtedly confirm this fact. You clearly had the best vantage on it. Tell us what you saw. Sure. I'm calling it now. This is for the win. If the ball is in, Gavin gets bragging rights for the rest of the day. But if it's out, then I win. So all I have to do is make the call? Uh-huh. Yes. Alright, so 1 and 2 is Gavin, 3 and 4 is Queen Bee, 5 and 6 is you both win. And I got a 3. So it's Queen Bee's game. The line itself is a thin rope cord held down by a simple tent peg, so I can see why it would be hard to tell if the ball fell around it. But I can say for sure, I saw it fall outside the line. It was completely out of bounds. Sorry, Gavin. Point. Set. Match.
GG.
Queen Bee takes a very long moment to gloat. Granted, that's more of a tennis term, but I think Gavin gets the gist. I thought for sure I was going to beat you, Queen Bee, but I miscalculated. You bested me fair and square. Shall we take a quick break? We each nod our heads in agreement as I quickly grab a couple of water bottles, laying on the sidelines, and toss it to them. They gladly chug down the waters and smile widely. Thank you for the water, Ari. Yeah, I worked up quite a sweat playing. This hit the f***ing spot. Still, I really wanted to play some beach volleyball. Guess it's not going to happen now. Both of them look quite content to relax and chat in the sun for now. As if reading my mind, Queen Bee leans down and picks up the ball and throws it directly at me. Think fast, Ari! So that would be option 1. I quickly clasp my hands together, squat, and bump the ball back to Queen Bee. She simply bumps the ball over to Gavin, and forming a triangle, we continue hitting the ball back and forth. This is exactly how my family would play. We'd all stand around and hit the ball to each other, trying to keep it from touching the ground at all costs. Gavin, Queen Bee, and I get really into it too, and several times one of us ends up diving to get the ball, and I get a face full of sand. I like this sand-swept look you've got going on, pretty boy. I can see you on the summer cover of Monsieur. If you're not careful, I'll carry you to the ocean and throw you in. Then you'll be sporting that drowned rat look. Laughing alongside Gavin and Queen Bee while playing beach volleyball, it makes me feel so grateful for these friends. It was worth having to stand around for a while. What a perfect morning on the beach. We play a few more rounds of the sand is lava before we let the ball crash into the beach one last time. Very nice return, Ari. You should join us for the next match. I would if I didn't have other stuff I wanted to do. There's too much to do here and I've got to plan accordingly. I hear that, looking forward to a stroll around the boardwalk myself. It's a good idea to take in as much as you can. I think I'll call it quits too. Slow your roll, pretty boy. You can't leave quite yet. Alright, we do have a score to settle. Let's finish this. I leave the gladiators to their final battle as I walk back along the beach, waiting my next adventure. The noon sun's high in the sky, and honestly, it's getting super hot out there. Like, heat exhaustion levels of hot. While this would be a good time to migrate towards the boardwalk, it seems there's one more thing in store for our little group. Hit the waves, played some games, chilled with friends. It's a good time to be alive, Ari. Thanks for having me along on this ride. Speaking of having folks along, we're all getting together for a big group thing. Naomi's got some kind of surprise in mind. You game? Absolutely. Great, meet you in the shade. I wonder what this is all about. Soon enough, the entire group is gathered. The number of shade-throwing parasols is multiplied to 4, too. Plenty of cool respite for everyone. Also new, a large cloth-wrapped bundle in the center of the group. Gather round! It's lunchtime! And judging from the rumbling in my stomach, it's right on time. The bundle is unwrapped, revealing a series of simple wooden lunchboxes in a traditional Japanese style. Each one's been painted a different color. As a way of saying thanks for all your hard work and your support, please enjoy these boxed lunches courtesy of the Funplex. And me, I made them. An authentic Naomi brand bento? Sign me up! I reach for my box, and she smacks my hand away lightly. Not yet, Ari. I made these special-like. Everybody has a personalized lunch filled with their favorite things. Gavin, if you'd be kind enough to distribute them, names are written on the lids. Sure enough, on second glance, I can see the names, and even little cartoon doodles representing each person. Wow, does my face really look that apathetic? Okay, I'll start handing them out. Gavin, you first. Let's see.
Impressive.
Huh, plain yogurt, celery sticks, and some rice. You know me quite well, boring and nutritional. I colored a bit outside the lines on this one rather than sticking to a traditional bento style. Enjoy!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh, sushi with some tempura veggies! Ooh, and a side of miso soup! I love nothing more than a traditional bento box lunch. And I love nothing more than making them. Huh! Fish and chips, of course, with a little Union Jack on a toothpick. And you made a moopie maze out of the chips, too! It's not too stereotypical, is it? I haven't found a proper chip shop stateside, so I'll take it. A nice little taste of home.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah, a big juicy cheeseburger and french fries. My mouth is watering just looking at it. Yum. And it's got lots of pink in it, just like how you like it. So pink I can hear it moo. This is perfect pita bread and hummus.
Love it.
It's a great meal that fills the belly and gives you tons of energy. And we have to keep your tank at full. A tired Teo is not a true Teo.
How marvelous.
Oh my, this is lovely. Little finger sandwiches, some tea, and even a cupcake. Thank you, Naomi dear. It's very thoughtful. Aw, thanks, Miss Francine. I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Nice.
Huh, bet you consulted with Ari on this one. I love these. Always have, always will. Actually, I just checked your Instagram. I did an analysis of your most commonly blogged food and can't talk, busy eating. And that leaves the one who brought us all together, Ari. For you, I made pizza bagels. Kidding. It's actually similar to the bento I gave you the day you started at the Funplex. A little reminder of how this all started. Oh, well, thank you. Speech. What?
Yeah.
You should make a speech before we all dig in. I mean, you're the reason we're here. I am? Yeah, you are. I mean, we were doing great before you showed up, don't get me wrong, but, you know. But you worked harder than any of us to make the Funplex the success it is today. I was content to keep it afloat. I didn't think we'd ever manage more than that, but you refused to be content. We wouldn't be here at the beach if not for the success you led us to, Ari. So yes, I think a speech would be appropriate. Yeah, Funplex Attack rocked. It really opened some doors for me. I'd still be wearing that damn black L7 jacket if not for you. The atmosphere is so much livelier thanks to your efforts. Win or lose, I'm enjoying my time with Moopy thanks to having so many great people around me. By this point, I can't even imagine the Funplex without you, Ari. So don't even think of leaving. If you do, we'll probably gather up a hunting party and drag you back. No hard feelings. And speaking as the one Ari comes home to every night, I gotta say, they're doing dandy compared to before. So, 3 cheers for the Funplex. 3 cheers indeed. Go ahead, Ari, you've earned the right for a speech. I'm just the silly old lady who started it. You made this happen. ... Wow. Seriously. Wow. Well, I've made big speeches before, like the one at Funplex Attack, even if this feels bigger. Way bigger. Okay, here goes. I can't be a milquetoast for this toast. It's big feelings or nothing. Alright, we got 4 choices. And the choice is number 2. The Funplex-ing rules. It's exactly what I needed in my life. I gotta be honest, life sucked and sucked bad before I found you wacky people. Juniper knows what I'm talking about. My life had to become a series of unfortunate events, and then, well, I found the Funplex. Don't think I'm the reason why the Funplex rules. It ruled before I got there. All I did was help you all see it the way I see it. Together, we make one kick-ass arcade juggernaut, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that beast goes next. Excuse me. Woohoo! Go Ari, go Funplex, go us! Okay, good. On a roll. Let's see what to say next. Alright, and we've got option 4. In summary, you've all earned this vacation through hard and thoughtful work. You've earned the right to loosen up a bit and have some fun. We've only got 1 day here, so if you care for some advice, live it to the fullest. Do everything you want to do. We never know where we'll end up tomorrow. Live for this moment alone, and we'll worry about the future once we're safely back in the Funplex. If anybody has any questions about Flotsam Beach, just ask. I know this place like the back of my hand. I may take you up on that. I'm figuring there's a nice nightlife scene here, right? Anywhere I can go out dancing, I'm game. Now to bring it on home. Right, and it's another floor. Thank you. With all sincerity from the bottom of my heart, thank you, all of you. I want want to honestly express my gratitude even if I can't find strong enough words to do so. So, I'll simply say, thank you, and let's eat. You have my gratitude as well. You have no idea how much it raises my spirits working alongside you or watching you enjoy our games. Ari, thank you for this lovely day. And I agree, let's tuck in. That tea is calling to me. This is the moment. One perfect moment. With all of us together, laughing and talking and eating and having the best time in the world. Maybe things will change after tonight, when Iris's plan to find me romance comes together. Maybe this is the high water mark. Maybe. But no matter what happens, I'll always have this one perfect moment. Afternoon slides in as the gang migrates from sandy shores to bustling boardwalk. Once you've had your fill of seaweed in your trousers, it's time to take a walk down the boardwalk and indulge in any number of side activities. No need to change out of your swim gear either. Unless you're going deeper into the beach town, you can just skip back and forth between the sands of the boardwalk. This is where the real action happens. Shops, restaurants, and of course, arcades. Soon enough, the group's splitting up to go try to do as much as possible. I've got time to tag along with some of them. Who to hang out with? Alright, and option 4, so we're gonna hang out with Juniper and Francine. MJD, have a great night, and by the way, it is his birthday, so everybody wish MJD82 a happy birthday. Juniper and Francine are looking at a little map of the boardwalk. It highlights all the shops, cafes, and art galleries along the route. I overheard them discussing it earlier in the day, and it looks like they might have found one. Oh, looky! There's one called Drift Away. Cute! Oh, and they also do wine tasting. I'm a fan of wine, and tasting it. A nice after-lunch Merlot is always a nice treat, isn't it? Juniper and Francine are quite the odd couple, aren't they? But when I reflect on it, they've actually been spending some time together at the Funplex. Juniper is a self-proclaimed old lady at heart, after all, so it's no wonder they've bonded over knitting, cats, and costume jewelry. Hey, mind if I join you? Of course not. Francine and I are just deciding on which art gallery to visit first. I've been in the market to find a unique sculpture made from driftwood, and what better place to get one than at the beach itself? That does seem like a wise choice. There is this one place that I must visit again. It's called Seascapes, and it's been open since I was a child. I know it's hard for you to imagine, but yes, old Francine was once young and spirited just like yourself, Ari. I bet you were the talk of the boardwalk, breaking all the hearts.
My oh my.
Oh ho, a lady never spills her secrets. But yes, I did have my fair share of summer romance here along the boardwalk. Ooh, go on, this I must know. Well, there was this one time that I snuck out in the middle of a moonlit night to meet my lover. It was quite exhilarating. Of course, we simply had to go skinny dipping. Please, no, stop. If there is one thing I definitely don't need to know more about, it's my boss's love life. I already know too much from my interview with Francine. TMI. So, Seascapes, that was the name of the gallery? Let's go there. Now! Wait, I didn't catch it the first time, but did you say Seascapes? The Seascapes, the oldest art gallery on the boardwalk? The one and only. There is a lot of history in these old coastal towns. It also has an eerie past, didn't you know? Seascapes is totally haunted. Francine lets out a snort.
Let's be sensible.
Oh, sweet child, that's preposterous. Ghosts aren't real. But the Boardwalk Paranormal Society has deemed Seascapes the most haunted place on the coast. As the story goes, the previous owner purchased a particularly gorgeous painting. But what the owner didn't know is that painting was being possessed with a demonic spirit. Soon after buying the art and hanging it up in the gallery, the owner got very ill. It was a mysterious illness that no one could cure. Eventually, the gallerist passed. And their ghost has haunted Seascapes to this day. Curiosity's got me, and after having experienced some unexplainably spooky stuff in the recent-ish past, I pull out my phone and look it up. Juniper's not lying. I've heard several spooky stories about this art gallery. Maybe it's haunted by the memories of the past, but surely you can't believe in such childish superstitions.
Oh dear.
Ari, talk some sense into Juniper. Wait, me? Come on, Ari, back me up on this. Well, the truth is... Okay, so 1 and 2 is option 1, 3 and 4 is option 2, and 5 and 6 is option 3. Ghosts aren't real. I don't understand the fascination with the paranormal. It's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors anyway. Everything can be explained away by simple science. People just let their imagination go wild. Even my little run-in with Polybius can be explained by science. If it's really just an algorithmic ancestor of Iris, that means it's all math in the end. Creepy, creepy math. Until I have concrete proof, my mind cannot allow me to believe in ghosts. But the Boardwalk Paranormal Society! No buts. Let us go to Seascapes. Save the spooky stories for the kids. I'll gladly spring up some spooky stories tonight at the bonfire, and I'll happily be asleep. That's enough creepy chit-chat. I'd like to go look at some art. Me too. 2 Seascapes then. 1 short walk down the boardwalk later, and we arrive at, well, I don't notice anything overtly haunted. I mean, the building itself isn't dilapidated, but it could use a new paint job and a new fence and maybe upgrade the windows. Being right on the boardwalk with wide open doorways, we can walk right in, and hopefully not have the whole thing collapse on top of us. Okay, so it's a mess of a building compared to the other shops along the boardwalk, but it adds to the historic charm. But to its defense, it does have a sign in the window that says free wine tastings, so I know Juniper will be ecstatic about that.
Yes!
Ooh, free wine tastings! As if on cue. I'm so thrilled it hasn't changed in years, still looks like how I remember it. Francine takes a deep breath as a smile creases her wrinkled cheeks. The only other times I've seen her this elated is when she's talking about the Funplex. She takes a moment's pause before walking through the door. Juniper looks over at me side-eyed. Let's hope the only thing scary about this place isn't just their selection of reds. I hold back a cackle as I push open the door. A small bell rings, as with most small shops on the strip, alerting the gallery owner of our arrival. Paintings adorn the walls, beautiful scenes of the ocean, sea life, and of the boardwalk itself, each having its own unique style. There are copper statues of whale flukes and colorful glass-blown orbs mixed in among the paintings. Several people are talking in hushed tones around the gallery, and I notice Francine has already wandered over to an impressive selection of driftwood creations. Over here, dearies, I think I found the one. Already? You've only been in here for 5 minutes. Honey, when you're as old as I am, you don't have that much time to sit around and deliberate about art. You go with what feels right, follow your heart and all that jazz. But I wanted to peruse the art a bit more. I was hoping maybe a ghastly hand would grab my shoulder, or maybe I'd see an actual ghost. We can stay as long as you'd like. I'm in no rush. Yes, come at me, ghosties. So, Francine, what did you decide on? As a kid, visiting art galleries was never my prerogative, so I had no idea the amount of things you could make out of driftwood. Stick wreaths, candle holders, tables. Francine points to a heart weaved together from several sea-worn branches. Simple and meaningful. That's adorable! It reminds me not only of the many times my late husband and I would visit the beach, but it also reflects my love for the ocean itself. How romantic. I hope one day my partner will buy me something like that. Ari, you've been my partner in crime forever, and I want to get something to remember this trip by. If you have the coin, I'm sure Seascapes has the wares. But what should I get? Will you help me choose something? I mean, it'd be going up in our apartment, so you should get a say in this. Sure thing, Juniper.
How marvelous.
Ah, young love. Did Francine really just say that? Juniper didn't react. Or maybe she did. She was looking away at the moment, hard to say. I take some time to go over my options. I need to find something that Juniper will like and cherish. This is an important decision. I don't want to choose the wrong thing and disappoint her. We've been through so much together, and I want her to show how much she means to me. See anything worthwhile? I think I found the perfect thing. What do you think about... Okay, option 1. So, option 1. Who doesn't love the beauty of the ocean? It's serene and calm. Not at all like Juniper, but I know how much she's been enjoying the ocean today. What do you think of this painting? We could hang it up in the apartment right next to the movie posters. was thinking you could go in my room. It's a really gorgeous scene of the sunset setting over the horizon. The pink and orange hues contrast perfectly with the blues and greens of the ocean. Nice choice, Ari. You know me so well. Well, kids, I'm about done here. I don't have as much energy as you both do, and I think I'm ready for my afternoon nap. I'll walk you to the hotel, Francine. And a little afternoon siesta does sound nice, especially because there will be lots to do later on tonight. You are such a dear, Juniper. I think I might go back to see what other people are doing. Taking advantage of your vacation is... Did any of you hear that? Hear what, dearie? It sounded like a woman saying, "Save yourselves." No, are you sure? I wouldn't lie about this. And did you feel that shift in temperature? It's just a sweet ocean breeze tickling your face. Don't let those ghost tales get to your head. Well, you both were just on your way out, so... Good point. See you later, Ari. Thanks for joining this old lady on her shopping expedition. Juniper practically drags poor Francine outside the gallery as fast as she can. Once out of sight, I reflect once more on the allure of the art, and make my way outside to see if I can tag along with the others. Who to hang out with? This is cocked. Alright, so 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sitting on some benches just outside a fried dough stand, Percy and Queen Bee are sharing a funnel cake dusted with white sugar. Seriously? You've never had this stuff before? Not much carny chow in England, I'm afraid, and this is my first time visiting a beach in the colonies. Wait, you can eat this, right? I mean, it's basically fried grease and sugar. Your heart won't explode? It's not an issue of artery congestion, and Lord knows I eat plenty of instant ramen and fast food. One little sugary treat won't be the tipping point. Oh hey, Ari, join us. No way we can eat this huge thing by ourselves. I settle in to pick at the delicious fried dough, just like I used to have back when we came here regularly. So, Percy and I were talking shop, and even if you aren't a pro gamer, maybe you've got some valuable input, you know? See, our Moopyaholic buddy here doesn't believe in being a full-time professional gamer.
Don't think so.
It's not that I don't believe in it, I just don't see it as a stable occupation for a young person to undertake. If you're entirely reliant on the wavering loyalty of corporate sponsors and streaming subscribers alongside any prize money you may or may not be winning, well, I suppose I'm just too risk-averse to walk that path. I prefer a sound investment. Whereas, I love risk. No risk, no reward. Yeah, at any moment it could all come crashing down and I end up living in my parents' basement again. But I love to fight for my future. Just like Ari. They were an unemployed bum before finding the Funplex, so nowhere to go but up. Hey now. Right, so it's option 2. Opportunity for work presented itself. I took it. It's a simple equation, really. A job's a job. The Funplex is a fun job, but it's still a job. Right, but it's almost also a risky one. That's what I'm getting at. It's gainful employment in the end, but the only reason you start still eating pizza bagels is because you voluntarily took risks and made them pay for you. I'm not saying the my path's for everyone. Abandoning the safer road in favor of the wild ride, it takes a certain mindset to make that work. But I promise you that those of us willing to make that leap are having a more rewarding life as a result. Satisfying, not rewarding. Being a school teacher is satisfying, but sadly, society does not reward its due. Many satisfying paths in life are also fraught with disaster due to this. It's survivorship bias. People see rock stars and football heroes and think they can make it big too, but those success stories are percent of a percent of a percent. And what happens later in life to the sports hero who abandoned all other paths? What skills do you fall back on when your window closes? You've succeeded so far, Queen Bee, but remember not too long ago you were terrified of being drummed out of your team and tossed on the street. I wouldn't say terrified. It was more like a mild reluctance at best. Couldn't you pursue dominance in your game of choice without making it your entire existence? I don't really play Moopy all day. I tried stock in my off hours. Why not consider a day job with your gameplay occupying the remaining hours?
Nope. No way.
No way, no how. Fist of Discomfort takes absolute dedication. I can't be at the top of my game, at the top of the game, if I'm also flipping burgers or filing paperwork. Percy, competitive level play requires intensive training. You can't get around the time investment, but you can make it pay double. That's where streaming comes in. Whenever I'm training, I'm streaming. Subs and donations make me money while my skills go up, up, up. It's win-win. I suppose I can see the need for time investment, yes, but it's not like streaming revenues are stable either. Perhaps Ari can help us settle this question. What do you think? Is it better to wholly devote your life to a risky proposition in search of happiness, or to hedge your bets and find balance? So, answer 3. Sorry guys, I just can't say one way or another. Life comes at you fast, you know? Sometimes you need to jump on an opportunity, sometimes you need to be careful. I'm still trying to figure out which is which. Most of the time I'm just sort of meandering from milestone to milestone in life, living in the moment. I wish I had a strategy and I wish I had bravery, but hey, don't sell yourself short. You've made it this far, yeah? Here. You may not have had your... Blah! You might not have your life sorted out, but today has proved that you've come quite a ways from those early days. Look, regardless of how we're aiming for our goals, I know we'll all get there. I'll get my trophy, Purpur will get a score, the kid will get, I don't know, a gold-plated arcade to call their own. Ari's Palace? Ick. With the neglected funnel cake cooling off, the 3 of us focus on putting away our sugary rewards after that. We're each walking different paths. But I can't say any of us are willing to settle for anything less than our dreams in the long run. Who to hang out with? One to 3 is Gavin and Ashley, 4 to 6 is Naomi and Teo. The primary appeal of this place for me was always the arcades. I rarely swam in the ocean. I preferred indoor swimming pools to unpredictable waves. That meant boardwalk crawls, arcade games, tokens, and joysticks. Although as I approach one of... Gosh, I'm so tired. Although as I approach one of these open-air arcades, well, I don't see a single joystick.
Impressive.
Interesting. I'd hazard these arcades are 100% redemption games. I suppose it's for the best Naomi's distracted by looking for saltwater taffy. She'd hate this place. I've noticed this industry trend away from anything vaguely resembling a traditional arcade game and towards touchscreens and prize tickets. I suppose it was inevitable. If not for a strong showing for joysticks through the 80s and 90s, it would have happened sooner. A game's a game, you know? I can enjoy just about anything. Oh, and hey, there's pinball! You like pinball, right, Gavin? Ooh, and skee-ball. I love alley rollers.
What?
Huh? Technically, skee-ball, depending on spelling and hyphenation, is a registered trademark. These are simply alley rollers manufactured by a different company. Sheesh, way to suck the fun out of it. Apologies for my innate killjoy nature. Allow me to make it up to you by actually having some fun. Is that even possible? Will your ultra-cool guy exterior allow your inner softie to be exposed? If you'll let me finish, how about a alley roller contest? Each of us gets 5 tokens to score the most points. Whoever loses buy the other ice cream. Now we're talking! Hey, Ari, wanna join in? Make this a 3-way dance? Maybe all the joysticks are gone, but I'm certainly a long-time skee-ball fanatic. I'd likely clean the floor with these 2. Still. Right, option 3. Win or lose, ice cream. I'm always ready for ice cream. Hells yeah, let's do this. Token up and may the best player win. Our coins rattle into the slot, tinkling along the metal chute. 5 tokens, highest cumulative score wins. I suppose if it's 3 players, the 2 losers split the cost of the ice cream. I remember playing tons of alley rollers back when I was a kid, roaming up and down the boardwalks of Flotsam Beach. Like riding a bike, those are physical skills you never really forget. My grip on the gnarly old wooden ball feels completely natural even now. We drop in our tokens and line up for our first throws. It takes a few rolls for me to find my sweet spot. But eventually, I'm right where I need to be in the scores, which, unfortunately, can't be said of my coworkers. Come on, I totally should have landed that one hundo.
Rather disappointing.
These machines are a bit beat up from exposure and play. I wouldn't be surprised if they're unbalanced. In my 40 years on God's green earth, I have never hit the 100-point ball in skee-ball. Boy, they're rigged like those Carney games Teo and Percy were playing earlier. But they aren't. I'm hitting my shots, no problem. I could whisper some advice to one of them, maybe give them an edge. It's cheating, sure, but we're all getting ice cream in the end. Who cares? Woo, we're offering advice to Gavin. I lean in close to Gavin to give him the tip. Aim for the 40-point pot, always. Gavin quirks an eyebrow at me, but seems to catch on to why I'm suggesting it right away. No further words needed. The trick for skee-ball is consistency. The 100-point pot is a trap. Hitting it takes precision on a clunky old game. But aim dead center, and you'll always net a reasonable amount of points. 20 at worst, 50 at best. Soon enough, the scores are in, and Gavin's won the game, scraping just slightly past me and leaving Ashley in the dust. Aw, butts, I lost.
Apologies.
To be fair, Ari gave me some advice. Yellow card, foul on the play, tainted results. But you can make it up to me by having us split the ice cream 3 ways. Everybody wins. That seems fair.
Indeed.
Most importantly, we had fun. Arcades are meant to be places where friends can gather and have fun playing with each other. Beachside or in a shopping plaza, with or without joysticks, that's our goal. Let's take back a lesson today that we should always endeavor to provide fun first and foremost. Whatever shape it takes, that is our mission. Still found a way to turn this into a working vacation, huh? But an enjoyable one. We grab ice cream cones from a vendor on the boardwalk, swapping work stories, laughing, and having a blast. This is probably the happiest I've seen Gavin. At work, he's all business. But here, he can crack a smile even as he's analyzing arcades. And Ashley just exudes sunshine and cheer everywhere she goes. She's a good influence on him, clearly. But time's ticking and I've got other stops to make. It feels good being out and about with everyone, away from the funplex, away from work, just friends having a great time in a place designed for great times. With our newfound success, I hope we can do this more often. The rest of the afternoon passes in a blur. Soon, the sun has gone down, and Flotsam Beach is a calmer place. A more chill vibe as the day's manic energy is long since spent. It's also clear the group will be breaking up soon. They've already changed back to their regular clothes, done with the beach as a whole. Some are talking about checking out the nightlife scene around here. Some just want to relax in their hotel rooms. Some are simply heading back to the city, leaving me alone for a moment with my thoughts. It's been a wonderful day, definitely. There's only one thing that could improve it. A risk. A daydream. But maybe one worth taking. I happen to know a few things about dreams lately. Beep beep, Ari. Yeah, I know. You want me to ask someone on a date? Only if you want to. I know I was kind of pushy earlier, I'm sorry, but if you want this, now is the moment. Everything in my calculation says that it's the perfect time. I've got a lot going for me, but maybe something's still missing. Something more that I need from life than the warmth of friendship alone. More importantly, maybe one of them feels the same way. Maybe they feel the same yearning. Romance, love, I'm no stranger to these things. But those were fumbling first attempts in youth. I could fumble again. Am I ready for this? I'm still considering. How about I run down the data while you're thinking? Let's see. Okay, after my analysis, here's where you stand with everybody and how your personality is shaping up. But now that I've had weeks to understand you better, I think I can adjust these values based on what I know each of them likes in a partner. Naomi is kind, but also has a fiery temper when pushed. She's gutsy like you. Gavin values honest and open communication. He's very steady, and so are you. Ashley is an unusual combination of honest sincerity and pure instinct. She follows her heart just like you, being both steady and gutsy. Queen Bee takes risks and relishes in a challenge. You're both very gutsy. Teo is quite level-headed and responsible, despite his smirking charm. You're steady as well. And that's everybody. In my final analysis, I think you are the best possible match for Gavin, Teo, and Naomi. All three would make a fine companion for you, Ari. Gavin, Teo, and Naomi all get along well with you and match your personality. So, Gavin, Teo, and Naomi?
My sources say yes.
Yes, I calculate you'll have the best probability of success with them. Numbers. All based on numbers. High score. That's it? That's all these last few months boil down to? I'm not sure how I feel about my entire social scene being boiled down to a series of numbers based on analytics. It's hardly romantic to walk up to someone and say, "Hey baby, we've got a 93% synergy rating, wanna do it?" It's not like that, Ari.
I'm software, right? I have to see the world through numbers. I see your relationships as numbers. I see your vocal tones as numbers. And I score it all. But the math is less important than the meaning. I see a number. But that number represents your free will and your heart. You chose to spend time with them. You shared good times with smiles and laughter, and sometimes even tears. This isn't like a dating website. You aren't asking a total stranger out just because the numbers match. You need to switch the causal relationship around.
I need to ask for a casual relationship?
Causal, as in the cause of. You aren't spending time with them because of the numbers. The numbers exist because you wanted to spend time with them. You've been building these relationships for months. Now, you can take one to the next level. The numbers can be your guide if you let them. But follow your heart. Above all else, follow your heart. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Right. So let's not limit ourselves here. Of all those who are special to you, which one do you want to share your heart with?
Ooh. It's a big decision. But she's right. She's been watching me, listening to me, understanding me. But in the end, it's my choice and their choice to accept my love or not. But which one do I love? Which one should I approach? So... Alright, so we've got 6 choices and a nobody. So, I think for the sake of the game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dice and we'll see what pops up among the 6. And it's Percy. I care for Percy. I think I'm ready to tell him that. He cares for you too, but are you sure you're really a good match? And he may not want a relationship given the ticking clock he's living under. That doesn't matter to me. Well, okay. Good luck to you, Ari. Percy's laughing and chatting with the others, but steps away on seeing me approach.
Much obliged.
Ari, I must admit, this little sojourn has truly been a refreshing experience. Thank you. It's important to affirm your existence now and then, yes, to truly reach out to others and feel alive. Couldn't agree more. And if you'd like, we could go get some food or some drinks. Cap off a great day with a great evening, just so you and me. Are you interested? I was wondering if you'd ask me that.
Rather unfortunate.
Ari, you're a wonderful person, of that there is no doubt. But I'm afraid it's just not fair taking things that far with someone in my situation. Not fair to you, not fair at all. I don't care about that. You should. Always think long-term love, always. I'm afraid I must decline. But I know you. I know you'll find happiness elsewhere. Perhaps not even in the long term. Keep your eyes open to the possibilities and always. Okay, I understand. Thanks, love. Chin up, eh? You'll endure. Sorry that didn't work out, Ari. Want to try again? Okay, so we got our rejection, but let's try again. And we got Teo. Teo? I let his name linger on my lips, if only for a moment. It's sweet. And happy. just like him. For me, there is no other choice. Teo's the one my heart has been guiding me towards. The constant affection he showers me with already makes me swoon, and now it's my time to share my feelings with him. Yes, it's Teo. I say his name again, this time with more confidence, a reassurance of my sentiment towards him. Well, duh, hasn't he been pretty much constantly flirting with you already? Well, yeah, but he flirts with everyone. I just hope there's more than friendly teasing going on. Very well. I believe there's only one thing left to do, and that's, what's the phrase? Follow your heart? That's the one, Iris. And I hope my heart is leading me in the right direction. Oh, I'm sure you'll be happy with the results, Ari. I shall leave you to it. Now, all I have to do is find Teo, because he is not loitering around with the other funplexers. I scan the beach horizon. There are plenty of people still milling about, packing up their beach spots and closing out the day. Nope, that's beached jellyfish. And that's just a smushed sandcastle. Oh, great. I finally get up enough courage in East Split Town. Gone forever. Lost to the alluring call of the sea. Wait! There he is! Teo struck up a conversation with some other randos on the beach. I watch him for a minute, examining his movements. Something is off, however. I can tell even from here. His expression is hesitant and nervous, and normally his hand motions are much more fluid and less agitated than what I'm seeing. He glances over, and from the corner of his eye he notices me standing here. I watch on as, from what I can tell, he excuses himself from the conversation. As he directs his attention my way, his entire body relaxes. No longer the trepidation on his face, and there is an ease in his wave to me. He smiles at me instantly. Noticing his change makes me notice the shift in my own body. As he gets closer, I feel... I grin fiercely and I relax from all the tension I'd been holding on to. Got to just let go. This is what I've been wanting for a long time. Oh, hey Ari. Hey Teo. Beautiful evening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Not as beautiful as you. Why, thank you. You're quite handsome yourself. I mean, that hair, those eyes, your muscles. I wouldn't mind being wrapped up in those strong arms. I'm not used to such forwardness, but I like it. I really want to ask you something important. Oh yeah? I wanted to ask you something too. I wonder if it's the same thing I'm thinking of. Well, does yours involve both of us spending some time together for the rest of the evening? Maybe a long stroll on the beach, candlelit dinner? Oh, are you asking me out on a date? You know it, Teo. What? Really? That's what I was gonna ask you. Great minds think alike. Awkwardly, we both look away, but it's only for a moment, quickly returning our gaze to one another. I didn't really have much planned except wanting to spend time with you. I'm not the best at planning impromptu dates, or even planned dates for that matter. For the record, I'm very bad at dating.
Oh, don't even worry. I think I got the perfect idea.
You do? Oh, of course you do. You are not only the king of dance, but you are probably the king of dates, too.
I think you think very highly of me, but flirting doesn't always yield results. I've been much too busy to invest any time into a proper dating life, but you? Oof, you are worth every second.
Ooh.
But I'm getting off track, as I often do when staring at you. I was perusing the local newspaper today, and I came across a drop-in special for the local dancing company. So, what say you? Will you let me sweep you off your feet?
But you know how bad of a dancer I am. You've watched me play Showtime stage. I don't know as much score as points as flail my arms and legs around. It's neither graceful nor coordinated. I am in fact a danger to myself and others on the dance floor. Oh, I know. You weren't supposed to agree with me on that, Teo. Relax, sorry, I was only teasing. And that's why I chose a dance style that I have no background in whatsoever. So, actually, we'll be in the same boat. I'm afraid. Are there life vests on this boat? I might drown in a sea of missteps and sprained ankles. Also, now that I think of it, how can you, Swan Lake Teo, be bad at any dancing regardless of the type? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. And pray tell, what's your weakness? Ballroom dancing. What? When I picture ballroom dancing, I don't think of me and Teo. I think of ladies wearing extravagantly ruffled dresses covered in millions of sequins, men dressed in suits with their tails dangling behind them, and lots of waltzing. Surely no jesting here, Ari. Teo breaks our eye contact, turning to gaze the ocean's shore. For the past several months I've known you, you keep encouraging me to do more for myself. You've told me I focus too much on pleasing others and that I don't spend enough time on me. And you're completely right, Ari. Well, I've been listening. And there is one thing I want. What's that?
I want to expand my dancing repertoire. I want to better myself and surpass the dancing talent I already have. I want to be a better Teo. Showtime Stage is a phenomenal game, and I love getting up there and strutting my stuff. But being in that community has taken me back to where it all started. Back to my first passion. Dancing. It's always been dancing. Being able to express myself through the flick of a wrist or the stomp of my foot. Nothing is more poetic nor alluring. Well, save for you, of course. Ballroom dancing has been the one style I've drawn away from, because you need two people to do it, and I've just never found the right partner.
Teo's longing gaze leaves the ocean to face me once again. His eyes are kind yet intense, and a smile gently parts his lips.
Until now.
My face flushes instantly, and I cannot break away from his gaze. Teo steps closer to me, and my heart beats faster. I lied before. About what? There are two things I want. Yes? Teo grins wider now. His face is ever so slowly leaning towards mine. The first one is still the same, becoming a better dancer, but the second one is something I've longed for a while. My heart feels like it's going to beat right out of my chest. And that is a kiss from you. Would that be asking too much? I would very much like to kiss you too. His smile melts my heart as we are inches away from each other. We both close our eyes and our lips meet. Teo's lips are warm and soft, and I feel a wave of emotion wash over me. Before I know it, however, the kiss is over. His warmth leaves and we're apart. It was a delicate and simple kiss, one of honesty and appreciation, and it was perfect. Teo steps back and stretches out his arm toward me, his palm wide open. So, Ari, I ask you again, will you finally let me sweep you off your feet this time? I gently place my hand in his and he squeezes tightly. Yes, please. Sweep away. We arrive at All the Right Moves, Flotsam's dance hall. As much as I wanted to try out ballroom dancing in my fanciest attire, I didn't think to bring it to the beach. Hopefully my usual hoodie will be adequate for all of the twirling and sliding. Entering the dance hall, I respect its quaintness, much like the rest of Flotsam. It's got a hardwood floor, plenty of space, and music playing. What more do you need? Maybe an anti-anxiety? I don't know how I'm going to survive this. It's a beginner's class, don't look so nervous. I'll try, but there are so many other people here. Several other couples hang about, some stretching, some chatting. You'll do fine. To be honest, most people will be too busy looking at their partners or themselves in the mirror to focus on what we're doing. Plus, they are going to make us as many mistakes as we will. We are all just learning, no shame in that. Is ballroom dancing that difficult? You're making it seem difficult. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being picking up rocks, which is easy, and 10 being slaying a dragon, which is nigh impossible. So, what are we dealing with? 6.5. So, like picking up the phone to an unknown caller. Be that rough, huh? Yep, I'm duped. Yeah, not easy. But I know, with you by my side, we can accomplish anything, including a waltz. You might have too much faith in my ability to not trip over my own feet. We continue chatting amongst ourselves for a little while until the instructor shows up. I can only assume so, since he is the one who looks the most confident among us. You'd have to be extremely confident to try to teach me how to dance. I applaud his moxie. The instructor sets up a vinyl record turntable, dropping the needle on a spicy waltz track. Immediately, speakers around the room crackle to life. Teo leans over and whispers to me. You ready? Yes? I think so. Ready to rock slide. The instructor raises his hands into the air and claps twice to get our attention and hush our chatter. Welcome to the Intro to Ballroom Dancing. My name is Octavius Price, and I will be instructing you in all the right moves. Oh, I get it. Like the name of this place. Yes, exactly. You are a clever one, I can tell. But I hope you've all brought some passion to the dance floor this evening, because passion is the first step in becoming a dancer. You must feel the music with your entire body, and then use your entire body in tandem with your partner. Ballroom dancing is all about trusting your partner. The two of you will become one entity by the end of this class, completely in tune with one another. Octavius's voice was as rhythmic as the music, and his flamboyant expressions were matched with his hand motions. Every point he made was accentuated with a closed hand. His words made ballroom dancing very sensual and romantic even. Shall we begin? First of all, I want you to face your partner. Teo and I complied and couldn't help but smile shyly at each other. Something so innocent and simple felt so awkward and clumsy. Good, good. Now, before we do anything else, I want you all to take a nice breath and relax. I was entirely grateful for the reminder to breathe as I was holding my breath the entire time. Next, I want you each to put a hand up to your partner's hand, feeling their weight against yours. No pushing or pulling, but balanced with each other. I gently put my hand up to Teo's, and I could feel our nervousness in the dewiness of our palms. Excellent. This is the first step in being connected to your partner. From here, you can both try swaying back and forth. Do you feel each other in the warmth of your hands? We both start moving our hips from side to side. Years of dancing have made Teo's hip movements fluid and deft. It's entrancing. Nice moves, Ari. Why, thank you. I blush and look down embarrassed, but I let a grin slide on my face. Good, good. You are doing splendidly. Next, whoever is leading, cup your hand on your partner's shoulder blade, and the other will rest their hand on the leader's shoulder. Before I can do anything, Teo instantly rests his hand over my shoulder blade, and in return, I rest my arm on his. Octavius Price walks around the classroom correcting people's posture and hands positions. He stops next to Teo and I and pushes both of us closer together. Don't be afraid to get nice and cozy either. Oh, I won't. Now that you two have become one, this is the first holding position. From here, you can do just about anything. Take another moment to truly feel each other's body, heart, and soul. You will need all three for the next moves. Teo and I are so very close. His body brushed up against mine, and I can feel his warm breath on my neck. My heart swells being so near to him. Every time our eyes meet, I can't help but blush feverishly and bashfully look away. Keeping eye contact is insanely difficult at this point. Excuse me again. And even though we shared a kiss already, this is definitely much more intimate. I won't ever let you go. Octavius proceeded to teach us some basic moves, like the foxtrot, waltz, and the salsa. It took a while to get each of the steps down, but after several missteps, much giggling, and lots of repetition, Teo and I were dancing as one. Dancing with Teo like this was a dream come true. I felt so comfortable to be in his arms, and we really were quite the pair. Wonderful, wonderful. I think you've earned some freestyle time. Freestyle? Yes, it's all about individual expression, freeform, if you will. Become one with your partner and the music. Let your heart and feet guide you. Do not think, just act.
Care to dance?
What do you think? Shall we give it a go? Now that I've mastered the basics, I think I'm ready for some advanced techniques. But how should I use our free time? And we're taking the lead. Teo's been leading us the entire time, and I think it's only fair that I get the chance to try it out too. Teo, do you mind if I try being the one to lead? Not at all. I thought you'd never ask. It's too much pressure. Plus, I want you to show me what you got. I grin wickedly as Teo as we quickly switch hand positions. I'm much more suited for the leading role anyway. As event manager, I know how to take control. Oh my, those words are like music to my ears. Lead on. We repeat all the basic moves we learned earlier in the class. It feels mostly the same, but nice to be the one controlling the direction. Teo's feet follow mine in perfect harmony, and before we know it, we are twirling around the dance floor in a balletic waltz. Teo smiles wide as I guide him into an underarm turn. Now this I could get used to. Hold on tight, Teo. I've saved my best move for last. Oh, show me. I wrap my arm around Teo's waist and dip him. His foot gracefully kicks up in the air as he completely puts his trust in me not to drop him. I respond by keeping a firm and comforting hold of him and dip him even lower. Our eyes lock and we're instantly lost in each other's gazes. I dare not turn away, not even for a second. This is where I want to be. Just like this. Octavius Price interrupts our moment with a clap of his hands. It was only a moment, but I gently bring Teo back up, never letting go of his hand, and we listen to what our instructor has to say. Excellent job, everyone! You should all give yourself a pat on the back. And thus concludes the Intro to Ballroom Dancing class. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you next time at All the Right Moves. We all clapped for each other, and Octavius took a slight bow. As people began shuffling out of the hall, Teo and I lingered for a moment to smile at each other and just enjoy the moment. We had such a good time, and I do have to say, for not knowing anything, Teo and I did remarkably well. Octavius even took note that we far excelled the other couples in the room. You both have so much potential, I'm amazed. Not everyone catches on as quickly as you two did. I have a special going on right now. You two should come back and do some private lessons with me. We would, but I'm afraid we're only here on holiday for the weekend. Quite the shame, really. But if you are ever back in Flotsam, don't forget your friend Octavius Price. I don't think we could forget you if we tried. Idly, I wonder if maybe this guy is a distant cousin of Hamza. The three of us all had a nice chuckle before Teo and I turned to each other once more. Hey, I got a hankering to do some night swimming. Let's go cool off by the waves. That sounds absolutely perfect. Dancing did work up quite the sweat, and the nice cool ocean breeze would feel good against the skin. Plus, I don't want this evening to end anytime soon. Hello, M-Disc Playlist. We have ended up partnering with Teo. After a quick ride back to the hotel to freshen up, we found ourselves back on the beach. The full moon hung in the midnight sky, twinkling stars illuminating the sandy shore. So Ari Cater chose, after being rejected by Percy because of the dice roll, we rolled Teo, and we went on a beginner's ballroom dance class with him, and now we are spending some time on the beach together. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect night. So, here we are, back on the beach. The waves are calm, and the water is still warm. By the coy tone in Teo's voice, I knew something was up. But exactly what kind of shenanigans Teo was planning, I wasn't sure. Before I could inquire, Teo immediately starts shedding his clothes. First, his sleeveless sweatshirt. I can feel my body temperature rise exponentially as I can't help but stare at his well-defined pectoralis muscles. Then his track pants. I make a fist with my hands and concentrate, trying desperately to keep my mind and body in check, leaving only his very small swimwear. I've already witnessed all the glory that is Teo and his Speedo from earlier today, but this feels so much different after everything we've shared this evening. Normally, I could fool myself into it just being a nice dream, but now it's suddenly become very real very quickly. Let's go skinny dipping. What? 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 Skinny dipping with Teo? Am I gonna get in trouble with Twitch for this? This is the furthest thing from what I expected night swimming to be. Maybe I'm just too innocent. I just stand there with my mouth agape. Oh, Ari, I was only joking. But you should have seen the look on your face. Priceless. Teo, you can't just do that to someone. But I just did. When you said night swimming, I thought you meant swimming at nighttime, like the current time of day it is. Teo busts up laughing. Night swimming is the definition of skinny dipping. It is not. Is it? It is. Astonished I fell for such a silly trick, I can't help but laugh in Teo. I chide him in jest. You are bad.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? I'm a naughty boy. But in all seriousness, I really did want to go swimming. Teo gives one more wink my direction before darting towards the ocean. With a runner's sprint, he hits the shore in no time and takes a leaping dive right into the crashing waves. A second later, he emerges from the ocean, combing his hands through his saltwater-soaked hair. Come on in, the water's perfect. A refreshing dip in the ocean with Teo does sound like fun, but do I chance getting wet this late at night? I like teasing Teo as much as he enjoys teasing me. It's about time he got a taste of his own medicine. I give him my best wink. I bet you can't get me in that ocean. Go ahead and try and make me. Huh? Is that a challenge? 'Tis. I think this is one I'm about to win. The playfulness of our banter turns in Teo bounding towards me. You can't catch me. I wait till he gets closer and roll right out of his grasp. You're fast, but not fast enough. Teo darts around and catches me in a hug. I laugh happily as he picks me up. I playfully fight back, and he squeezes me closer. Both of us have huge smiles on our faces. Still in his embrace, he walks us back into the ocean, the cool water tickling my skin. What was that about not being able to get you into the ocean? Fine, you win this time. Teo lets me down gently, and the second he has his back turned, I dunk my hands into the water. Scooping as much water as I can, I splash him with all my strength. I continue the onslaught until I feel he is appropriately drenched and my arms tire. Teo laughs and smiles in return. I deserved that, didn't I? You did, and now we're even. Good. A truce is in order then. I accept. We are now officially truced. As much as the water feels nice, it is relatively cold and I feel my skin prickle. Even in the moonlight, Teo takes notice of it. We don't want you to turn into a prune, do we? No, but I don't think I would mind being a plum if I had to be a fruit. Teo walks over to me and puts his hands on my shoulders. Once again, I find myself lost in his gaze, his gentle expression accentuated in the light of the moon. Come on, let's get you out of the ocean. Let me carry you back? It's only fair since I carried you in. I nod in agreement. Teo leans over, putting his arm in the crook of my knees. I gently fall into him as he picks me up. My arms find themselves wrapping around his neck and I bury my flushed face into his chest. Teo carries me ashore and gently places me on the sand. My toes touch the gritty sand, and once I'm stable beneath my feet, I look back up at Teo. He brings up his hand and places it on my cheek. I nuzzle my face into his soft hand and gingerly kiss his palm. You are stunning. Smiling, he waits for my gaze to return to his before he leans over and kisses me passionately. I can still taste the ocean salt on his lips. All good things must come to pass. Plus, it's very cold and I feel a burning need to be very dry again. Soon we've toweled off, changed back to our normal, if not now somewhat damp, clothes, and are enjoying the evening air rather than the evening water.
I know this might seem sudden, but you mean so much to me.
Truth is, I feel the same way, Teo.
Well then, I'm glad we're in agreement. You inspire me to be a better person, to keep working on myself and also remembering to take time to honor myself.
Teo, I want you to know I will always be there for you, cheering you on. Teo wraps his arms around me and hugs me close.
Thanks. Thanks for indulging me with the ballroom dancing, and thank you for joining me on this lovely evening.
I'll do it as many times as you want. It was totally a new experience, and I'm glad I got to share it with you. I'm going to hold you to that. Teo's arms relax and he reaches behind himself to retrieve a small picnic basket. When did you? A gentleman never divulges his secrets. Fair enough. I gladly start munching on a miniature feast of fruit, cheese, and bread. Teo joins me and pours us each a glass of wine. Let us toast to this magnificent evening. To you, I clink my glass with his. To you. We continue toasting to everything and anything, to the moon, to the stars, to the funplex. Eventually, my stomach is satisfied and I'm feeling a little tipsy from all the toasts. I scoot myself up next to Teo and he lays his arm around my shoulders. I lay my head on Teo's shoulder and he hugs me close. I can feel his warmth and I smile wide. At this rate, I know I won't get much sleep, but I couldn't care less. I feel such peace being in his arms. I cuddle up closer to him and he squeezes me tight.
You're wonderful.
You too. There is nothing else to say. For the rest of our time on the beach, we enjoy the silence of the night, save for the crash of the waves on the shore. And that's how Teo and I found each other. I'd called our lunchtime party the high water mark. One perfect moment in time, but I was wrong. This was it. And in the difficult weeks ahead, I'd cling to that high water mark in hopes the wave would roll my way again. Level 5 of Arcade Spirits completed. So far, you've scored 13,650 points. You're winning friends and influencing people. Oh, and pizza fact time! 3 of the top 10 weeks of pizza consumption occur in January. More pizza is consumed during the big game week than any other week of the year. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 6? Alright, so it is now 10:02 and I am going to end things off for the evening here. So let's see. We are going to raid. We are going to raid Shawshock Prime. He is currently playing Mario Strikers, the new Switch games. So everybody, give him a big hello and welcome. And I will be joining you all again on Saturday. And we will find out what happens between Teo and Ari. So let me get the raid started. And I hope you all have a good rest of your night and the rest of your week. And I'll see you on Saturday.
As much.
Yeah, Super Rush kind of lost any kind of support less than a year in.
Whereas Aces actually got support with it like over here. And Julie Jelly